Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. Welcome back to 4-day workshop, 12 weeks to win 2021 with Coach Caroline Doyle. We are thrilled to have you back this afternoon. Today is day 4. I'm Charm Segales, the online business manager of Coach Caroline Doyle and your host for this incredible week. And for those who haven't watched the live broadcast, don't worry. We have all the recordings and the replay for the previous days inside the group, okay? So you are in for another treat. This is another absolute favorite lesson that I am personally having. Get a pen and a paper ready and get ready to take some notes. This is just so good. And again, for those who just tuned in for the first time, we have the recordings available under the guide section, okay? And also, just to set expectation, today's topic is about making a move and doing a decision that will change your life forever. And for the previous topic, it's all about setting goals, doing planning, strategies, and mindset, and having the correct and proper self-image, okay? So without further ado, oh, by the way, sorry about that. We have 2 special guests coming on with us later for this workshop. So tune in specifically for those guests, and they are so great. And I'm not gonna take too much of your time. I'm handing it over to Caroline. Caroline, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Charms. Hello, everybody. I hope you're having an amazing Friday. This is so good. We have so many comments. Seriously, thank you, everybody. We are lucky to work with all of you. So first of all, we would like to start by, this week, the goal was to shift your mind so you can have 12 weeks to make happen your goal. Maybe not the full year, but we want that at the end of this 12 weeks, you celebrate and say, you know what, I did it. So imagine next year, everything you can do if you just apply what we shared this week. So we were talking about how do you set the right goal for 12 weeks. Then where you are, what is your strategies, your tactics, your metrics, what kind of processes you need to put in place to make it happen. And then yesterday we talked about your inner self-image, okay? Who do you have to become to be the next person, to be the person that you want to be at the next level? And this week, we're talking about what I call the vitamin D. Okay, how do we make it happen? It all starts with a decision. So for those who doesn't know me, just 1 second, 1 minute. Those who doesn't know me, I'm Caroline Doyle. I'm a French Canadian from Montreal. I was a lawyer. I did my MBA. I had a high executive position. And in 2015, my husband asked me to move to Alabama, and I had to reinvent myself. So I became a financial advisor, insurance agent, in order to become the first woman partner for a Fortune 100 in the South. They never had a woman for Mississippi, Alabama, and the South of Florida. So I did this process in less than a year, not knowing anybody, not really speaking English. So I had to also learn. I was not really good with my English. And of course, I didn't have the South accent. So why I was able to accomplish this? Because I had the great mindset. I had this goal that it was clear. I wanted to become the first woman in the South. So I did it. 2019, got Partner of the Year. And I helped many people to get a good career. And in 2020, we had to move back to Montreal. So I decided that it was time to start my own coaching firm and helping clients. This week, I turned the number 99, sorry. So yesterday, I turned my clients, I had 99 clients. So hopefully today I turned the number 100. client that I'm helping since a year. So already really quick, I qualify in the top 1% coaches. So I'm not saying this to brag. I say that because I have a process. I have a recipe that it works no matter what you do. And that's what we want to share with you. Say, you know what? It's also your turn to shine. But one thing, you have to make decision. So let's jump on decision. And if we can share the PowerPoint, those who doesn't have the workbook, we have great questions. So today you will have to start to reflect, okay? We will not have time to, spend a lot of time on those questions, but I wanted to understand why those questions are so important. So let's start with this, okay? How do we make a move? You have to take your little vitamin D for decision. When you make a committed decision, okay, so this week you establish your goal. Now you know you're here, you want to go there. The only way you can do it is by taking a decision. So I'm asking you, you are one decision away for your next level of success. What decision have you been sitting on? Okay, which decision have you been sitting on? Reflect on this. Which one are you on the fence and say, oh, I don't know why, but I don't want to do my workout. Or I don't know why, I don't want to call on my prospect. I don't know why, I don't want to establish the right processes. Which decision? I don't know why, but I don't want to hire a coach. It's too much money, I will have to commit on time. No, which decision that is holding you back? And that's bring to the next question. What is holding you back to reach the success of level you want? We all have certain things. And I will tell you, if you answer that it's because COVID, it's because this, you're not on the right track. You have to look inside you. Okay, I want to give you an example. Last year, everybody, and I know you're all tired of hearing about COVID, but this is a great example. March 18 last year, I shut down the offices where I was. And most of you too, you had to adapt to a different way. So everybody last year reset it at the same date around the world. And especially in the United States, it was March 18. We had to close the office. Everybody had to start to do business on a different way. But that's also a day that new leaders were created. So the one who were successful before probably are not necessarily the same leaders. So those who didn't adapt last year in their business, they went down. And you will hear people, because of COVID, my business was not good. So I want to ask yourself, why other people were really successful? Because they understood that they had to take a decision really quick. Okay, they had to make a decision to say, you know what? Yes, we have to adapt. We have absolutely no control on the external world. However, you have control inside of you, which is having the right decision. Say, you know what? My mindset is there. Okay, you have to look inside of you. It's not because of your spouse. It's not because of your boss. It's not because of your company that you're not making the money you want. It's because of you. And that's something that I want that you learn. Okay, so I'm asking you, what is holding you back to reach the level that you want? Then what is the difference between a convenient decision and a committed decision? Okay, let me give you an example really quick. For those who understand, and I will say especially girls, sorry men, but I think we have more a pattern on this. So let's say we want to lose 10 pounds, okay? Monday morning, we're like, oh, it's this week. This week is happening. I'm starting to lose my 10 pounds that I want to lose. Monday, you're on fire. Workout, you're taking your glass of water, 8 glasses a day, no carbs, no wine. Everything is fantastic. It's like, I'm on fire. I did so much effort today. I should have lose already 5 pounds, right? But we know it doesn't work like this. Tuesday, same pattern. Wednesday start to be a little bit harder because now it's like, ugh. And Thursday, you have a busy day. You have a lot of clients meeting, and then you have a networking to build your business. You know what happened? You didn't have time to do your meal plan, and you grabbing everything you can. And that's it. You screw up your whole effort for the week. And then your mind is like, you know what? I already missed this today. So tomorrow or Friday and Saturday, we'll have some friends at home. Let's start back Monday. Okay, we all have this pattern, I'm sure. If it's not with your losing weight, I'm sure it's with your business, your sales. You're ready to do 100 calls this week. After 8 Mondays, like boing, boing, boing. Okay. And then 6 months later, you're at the same point. Same point. You didn't lose your 10 pounds and you didn't double your income. So a committing decision is no matter what, when you have those days that it's like, I have more obstacle than what I'm supposed to do. You have to change your mind. You have to be committed no matter what. And that's where success starts to be. So when I was an agent, an insurance agent, some days it was really busy because I was maintaining 20 appointments a week, trying to connect with people and engaging. And I was also a mom of a 5 years old at that point. So I also had to be home because, you know, homework and all this. So at night when he was sleeping, I was starting to say, you know what? I didn't schedule my 2 appointments a day because it was part of my discipline. So 9 o'clock, I was sending emails to say, you know what? I have to follow this. But it was part of my committed decision. My convenient decision is like my example. On Thursday, I don't follow the meal plan because it was too busy. So I'm asking yourself on your business, on your sales, on yourself, you know, which decision needs to be a committed decision versus a convenient decision. That's also how you will start to apply these new goals. Stop all the excuses. We are so good with this. Stop the excuses. I will say, put your excuses in the garbage. They don't serve you. At the end, you have 2 things. You have the pain, building the pain of the discipline, or having the pain of regrets. So I don't like the word pain, but at the beginning, until it becomes a good habit of something new, it's painful. Let's see it. Can you have fun in the same time? Yes. Okay, but try to think about what you have to commit to. Then, if you take that decision that you're on the fence today, it could be about your business, your personal goal, your relationship, what your life look like in 6 months. Can you picture it in your mind? Can you say, oh my God, if I do this, if I have to win my day every day with one simple action, because remember, it's compound interest, what you're doing and what you're not doing. Let me give you an example. If I have to eat some McDonald's food, okay, it's just not really good, but you understand this is like 15 calories, 1 meal. If I do 1, I will not gain 10 pounds. However, if I do 3 meals a day for 30 days at McDonald's, guarantee you at the end of the month, yeah, I'll probably gain some weight. Not only me, but everybody. Okay, so you have to understand that the committed decision, now you have to say, what do I do every day to win? Okay, simple action. It doesn't have to be complicated. Simple action with consistency. It will be compound interest. One way up or one way down. What you're not doing, compound interest. So think about this, what your life will look like in 6 months if you take the right decision and you incorporate the discipline of doing what you're doing, what you want. Your life will be in a different place and how you will feel. I know when I was in cell, and I'm still in cell, but I know that when I had the discipline of doing my 2 appointments a day so I can connect minimum with 10 a week, after 6 months, I was so far in advance, I could not imagine where I was. Okay, and same thing in my business. I was able to turn my yearly income in the first 4 weeks in my business. How did I do this? Because I have a process. I know exactly what to do. And you all have the same power in your mind. You all have this. It's just what you do with this. Okay, so answer those questions. Reflect on this tomorrow morning with your coffee. Sorry, I was frozen. One thing that I like to say to my clients, okay, we cannot solve problem with the same thinking we use when we create them. So yesterday, I think I said that we are the one who creating our own problem, but we are also the one who can provide the right solution. But you have to have a different thinking. So what do you have to do to change your mindset? Which tools you need to use to find your own solution to fix your own problem? If you look your result today and you're not happy with this, what are you doing? If you keep going with the same pattern, nothing will change. That's why also a coach is so important. Just like, you know, I have 3 coaches. They're pushing me outside of my comfort zone, because even if I have the tools, sometimes it's easy to stay in our head and say, oh, I'll accept my excuses. What are the impact that you want to have in your own life? If you jump and you take this decision, what are the 3 actions that you have to make yourself accountable for? So think about it. Not just say, and this, I have to take decision, but start to develop something more practical. How do you have to think? Okay. But I want to ask you also, if you don't make this decision today, what your life looks like the next 6 months, whatever your decision, you're on defense. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, what your life will look like in 6 months. Okay. I want that you think about it. Decision is so important, and this is how you will make it happen. This is how you will win your next 12 weeks. Make the decision, go all out. You have nothing to lose. I'm telling you, if your job is to make 100 calls or scheduling 15 appointments, what do you have to lose at this point? You have to decide, okay? I always say this, you're here, there's 2 ways. Are you playing for the winners or the losers? I'm sorry for the word, but in every sport, team sport, there's always a winner, always a loser. Which team are you playing for? And you know what? Only you can take this decision. Only you. It's not COVID. It's not the market. It's not your spouse. It's not your managing partner. It's not this. It's you. You are the one who will make it happen. You can have a great advice, great idea of everybody else to help you to support this. But at the end of the day, you have to make a decision. Okay? So this is really important. And I want to say, once you make the decision, you will start to find people, money, and resources. And you know what? Ideas that you need to make it happen. So you may not know how, it's okay. Start to think about strategy and things will come on your way. You will start to attract this because your vibration will be so high. You will be excited about this goal. But I want that you remember one thing from me today. You are always one decision away from a totally different life. One decision. Are you doing your workout or not? Are you making your calls or not? Are you serving your clients or not? Are you building your relationship with your spouse or not? You're one decision away of a different life. What if making a decision, it's more easy than you think? How do you do this? Break it down to a small task or a small thing. Don't see only the big picture. Break it down to 1 hour. What do you have to do to win your day? Break it down to 30 minutes if you have to do. Say, okay, how do I start to move outside of my comfort zone? What can I do for the next 30 minutes towards regarding my goals? What do I have to do? Start, building some blocks, and you will see at the end of those 12 weeks, you will build something that you cannot even imagine. But you have to have the right thinking. Remember what I said, mindset is your thinking, your feeling, your action. If one is in the negative, I'm sorry, simply your game over. Your job is to say, how do I shift my thinking? How do I shift the feeling? How do I shift the action so you are ready to win? Because all of you are a winner. You're already a winner if you want. You're not different than everybody who's successful. It's just that it starts with your mindset and a decision. And if you need help, you're not sure about something, you're struggling, you don't have to be alone. That's why I'm helping a lot of people, as I said today, Today I did the invoice number 99. I cannot wait to sign number 100 today. 100 clients in less than 12 months that I'm helping. So I'm sure that I'm doing something good. But you know what? Also, I have so much fun with my clients. And matter of fact, I would like to bring two of my good clients, Daryl and Fernando. I want that you listen to their story. They are two amazing men who has very successful life, but also at some point, sometimes they're stuck like everybody. So Charm, I don't know if we can bring Fernando and Daryl.
Yeah, we have amazing clients and guests today that we want to introduce with every one of you. And it's a last minute, we knew, but they all come up here willingly and happily to talk with us. So without further ado, let's bring them over. Daryl and Fernando, if you can open your video.
That is
and there. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome.
Hello.
I'll let you talk over, Carol.
Yes. So all of you that you're listening, I want that first of all, I would like that they introduce themselves, but I want that you listen your story. If you can take this from this, how they are, you know, their story is by themselves, it's a motivation. Just this say, you know, they're not different than you. They're not different. So I would like to start with Fernando. Okay, I will share with Fernando. Fernando, in 1 minute, can you share a little bit your story? Okay, who you are, what did you start, and how we met? Okay, really quick.
I'm Fernando Montana. I'm graphic designer. I'm Colombian in South America. So I'm very good sport guy. I got a winner mentality. I running for the goal every time, like a military training. So I apply that mentality in my own business. I start in America. My first job was a lifeguard in front of the beach in one of the more luxury and important hotels in Palm Beach Island. So I saw the beautiful people with the good relationship with the universe, multimillionaires. They are thinking different. So I copied that model. How can I apply that system in my own life? So I left the lifeguard position and I started with my own company with good mentality, thinking big, thinking rich. And my next thinking was, I will return at this hotel, not to work like a guest in my Mercedes-Benz, with my beautiful wife, with a lot of money in my pocket. And I did 4 years after. So I applied the relaxation mentality, thinking big. Now I got my own company. I got a beautiful house, like in the middle of the Polo Club, in the middle of the rich guy in Wellington. I got my 2 cars, 2021, full. I love it. It's working to me. My testimony is real. Everything is according with the mentality. So my next step is project my own company to do big contracts with the government, with the American government, and I do it right now.
Yeah, and I love it. Thank you, Fernando. You know, Fernando didn't say, but I think he started 5 years ago also to start to listen even more. Some, Tony Robbins and all those to say, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it. And I think 2 years ago, you got the biggest, he's a small business owner. Listen to this, small business owner, but he got the biggest US government contract in his field. Can you believe that? That was 2 or 3 years ago. You got the biggest US governmental contract. So that's mean everything is possible. everything is possible when you want to do this. I will come back to one question after that. I will introduce Daryl, but Fernando, after all this success, I'm curious to know, why did you choose to have even some coaching, even if you're that successful now? But we'll come back on this after that I introduce Daryl, Fernando. So stay with us. Daryl.
Hey.
Hello, Daryl. Thank you so much to be with us today. So Daryl, tell me a little bit more about your story.
All right. Well, so a little introduction. I'll keep it. You're gonna have to reel me in because I'll keep talking.
Yeah, just in maybe 1 minute.
So my professional career, right? I started off my professional career after I graduated college as an investigator. I was an investigator for the Inspector General's office. Great job. I was younger. I was hungry. Thought I was indestructible as well. Did that for several years. When my daughter was born, I was in a couple of dangerous situations, but I was a lot younger then, but it was fairly dangerous. And I got to the point where I couldn't imagine not being around if for my daughter as she grew up. So eventually I transitioned into the finance and insurance world. And that's what I've been doing since for the last several years. Till I'm with my new employer now for the last almost 7 years. I did not have a retirement planning, a finance or insurance background. So it was a tough transition. I kind of had to start new. I learned a lot along the way. It was a tough transition, but that's kind of where I'm at now. I don't know how far deep you want me to go into it, but more than happy to answer any of your questions.
Yes. So, also, Daryl, your career was like this. I know that you told me that the first 2 or 3 years, you were kind of struggling, right? You were
Absolutely.
Like trying to redefine yourself too, because you were in the law enforcement before, trying to adapt to how do you build a business, basically. This year in April, I think you had your best month ever.
I did.
So what happened? What happened in between the struggling part and to make it happen to have your probably, I think your monthly income was what you were doing maybe a couple of years ago as a yearly income.
Yeah, without a doubt, my first year and a half, 2 years was a drastic decrease from what I was making from an income standpoint. My last 3 or 4 years have increased, by a nice percent each year. But this past year was kind of leaps and bounds. I mean, it was, so we said a quantum leap, right? It was a quantum leap for sure.
Quantum leap.
And I'll continue to do that. But I think more or less it's like having, I got involved in the study group a year and a half ago, right? That's the first, was it a year and a half, 2 years ago, I actually met you, right? So, and then I got involved in more coaching, which is you also. But quite frankly, I heard you mention mindset before, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but for me, and I'll speak for myself, I learned how to have a healthier, positive mindset, right? In the past, I'd say, in different careers or situations, from a personal standpoint and or a professional standpoint, it's still relative. Our mindset is so relative to everything we do. Even when you know me, so I have my angel is my 14-year-old daughter. I try to relate. I'll play some things, just have her hear it, just drip on her a little bit. It's healthy for her to hear. She's 14, right? So I'm not here to force her to do anything. But then from a work standpoint, when I started learning to incorporate a healthier mindset on a daily basis, I said in the past, 20 years ago, I got some, what am I going to do? Let me just keep a healthier mind. Just think for the best, hope for the best, think for the best. That's different than what we do now or what I do now. Now I've incorporated a healthier mindset, almost like it's habitual, right? It's habitual. So knowing that if I know I've learned, right? I've learned a lot. So I learned that if I have an appointment and they cancel, I cannot dwell on that, right? I can't dwell. And then I have another one. Rose doesn't do her homework before dance class. Like I can't dwell on that stuff. That brings negative energy to me, right? And if I just think about what didn't happen, I'm going to attract more negative energy, as opposed to, and you mentioned shifting it a little bit. All right, well, let me focus on the positives. Let me focus on the wins, right? They're there. I just have to focus on them. And when I started doing that and incorporating that into my daily life, my daily routine, No, I'm not perfect. I can't do it all the time, right? That's why I have you to help me. And some of the people in our study group, right? Our outstanding little group of 7, 8 people, Fernando's there. That helps. We hold we held each other accountable. We give each other support. But I know when I focus on the positive, then I attract more positive. One of the things I wrote down that you said a long time ago, and I have this on my mirror in my wall in my bedroom, it says, do not focus, or it says, focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. And I see it every morning. And that helps me tremendously. So I would, to answer your question in a very long-winded way, having that focused, healthy mindset has helped me get to where I am today.
Thank you for sharing. And this is just the beginning. One thing that I love from Fernando and DOYLE, for those who doesn't know them, both of them, they are so good with their personal discipline. I have to say, I admire both of them. Okay, Fernando can I see your age? At 59, qualified for the US triathlon team, 59 years old. After that, he started the coaching. He said, I know what I want. I want to be there. So he has the discipline to work out. DOYLE has a morning, and Fernando, the same thing. Both of you, I love your energy because you're both like an alarm. At 5 o'clock, I wake up. At 5:10, I do this. 5:20, and you work out. You do exactly what successful people do in the morning. You have a morning routine that it's like, wow. And both of you, you give me some inspiration too, because I need to reincorporate this. So all of you, you're my motivation too. But I think that's one thing, it makes you successful. You decided to change and incorporate what you're doing personally in your business. Let me ask you this, Fernando, you were really successful. Why did you start to have a coach after all those years?
Coach.
Me, in order.
Actually,
but not me, but the coaching. Why having a coaching when you're already so successful?
actually, I gotta motivate people in my small universe, my family, my friends. So the first thing is I use the gratitude, the attraction, action reactions, all the universal law to attract successful people, successful business, successful things. Not someone's are big targets. Some ones are small, like sit in front of the beach and eat a pizza or ice cream, whatever. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. So according with my experience, I want to teach another people. I want to share my testimony and help small companies grow, because everything is possible. Take out the religion, the bad mentality, and focus in the real universe, in the real God, in the real economy, and we got it. It's automatically, it's incredible. It's like a miracle, but it exists.
Yeah, you're really involved in your community. You're giving back a lot of business owner. I know you're giving your time, your money, you're giving your expertise to a lot of business in your community and also in Colombia. But just to make sure we're clear for everybody who's listening, as you said, you were so successful. So why you needed a coach at this point in your life?
Need a coach every time. Motivation. Good energy every time. Sometimes we find spiritual coaches, business coaches, to grow our person inside, and the reflection is outside.
Yeah.
So when we are in peace, the customers send the check in advance, in front. No 50% deposit, they pay 100, everything in advance. So I say, what happened with me? what happened with my company, everybody trusts in me, everybody like my services. So I want to help another companies grow, another people to increase the family relationship. I got a crisis with my wife. I got a crisis with my customers. Now are very soft. Everything is working easy. So
Oh,
I try to help another companies, another people.
good.
And absolutely, we need a coach every time, always.
And I remember when you started thinking to result, and then I will ask the same question to Daryl, but when you started thinking to result, the first 6 weeks, you were like, every week, you were, Caroline, I accomplished this win. You have no idea. You were like a bomb of positive energy. You were a completely shift every week. You qualify for the US triathlon team.
Swim masters.
Every week you were coming on, in our group and say, I have this amazing week this week. So what thinking into result, the program one of the program that I'm coaching really changed your life? And maybe in 10 seconds.
Positive mentality. So in a short words, I got contracts. My body is working good. My sports, my wife, my business, my son got the American visa and he's coming in 2 days. So everything changed in my life in 3 months.
Yeah.
It's real.
Do you think if you had done this 20 years ago, that would have changed your career?
Oh, if we help the young generation, young people, the economy change.
Yeah. Coaching and
we need
having the right.
A long process, more like 6 years. It's not immediately. Yes, I start with the multi-level companies to listen the cassettes every day, every night, 2 cassettes per day, CDs. So it's a long process. It's not easy. We need a coach every time.
Good. I love that. Thank you so much, Fernando, for sharing.
You're welcome.
Daryl. So Daryl, you had a successful career. Now you're on you're flying. Why did you need a coach?
I didn't know if I needed one or not, to be honest with you. But I know where I am now, and I know I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't have one, right? So I know, like, I didn't want to be stagnant. I started getting some success. I was at a certain level. I made council a couple of times, and then, I wanted to continue to grow. I wanted to continue to grow professionally, personally, my business. And, you're looking for answers, you meet people, you talk to people. I spoke to several people. I got into this study group. We were all helping each other. It helped elevate us more. And that's obviously where I met you a while back. And then I made a decision, right? I made a decision. I thought about it. I had to make a decision. I made a decision to get the coach, right? And I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't be where I am now without it, right? I wanted to continue to grow, but I didn't know how I was going to, like, what I got to fill in these gaps. I was going to grow, but I didn't grow. I grew a lot more than I thought I was going to grow. Like when I say a quantum leap, I made a quantum leap, and my business was very good before. It just got elevated that much higher, because there's things I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers, right? How am I going to continue to grow? Right? I need some guidance. I get questions, and that's what I learned, and like I said, I have to go back to the mindset. That's critical for me, and learning how to envision myself and create goals, bigger goals. I had goals before, but they weren't like they are now. They weren't even close. Like, I know what my type C goals are. I know where I want to be. I want to be with my family over here. And I had that vision in my head. I know I'm going to get there. I don't know how yet, but I don't need to know how yet, but I know I'm going to get there. Right. And this past year, I made a huge leap towards that goal. So it's all about continuing to grow and keeping that open mindset and understanding I have a vision and I could see myself there. I'm not there yet, but I see myself there. And this has all helped me very,
And
very
what thinking
tremendously.
to result specifically, thinking to result brought you the last, you're with me, especially with the coaching 3 months ago. You started 3 months ago,
Yeah.
but what thinking to result especially brought you in your life?
Well, it's made things, it's giving me more confidence. It's giving me more of a drive, because now I know I could do it. I've been doing it. Now I set more goals and more goals. And that's my drive. I know I can do it. I've done it before. Now I got bigger goals, so I'm going to keep reaching for them. But again, it's made a healthier Daryl. It's made a happier Daryl. It's made a more successful Daryl. That's from a work standpoint, right? It's great with my study group people, but it's also with my daughter as well. You know, it's great. There's so many positives there. I envisioned her and I doing some things, and we did them 3 weeks ago, right? And she's on another level now in her dance. Like, it's very important to me, right? So it's professional and personal, right? So TIR is really opened up floodgates, so to speak, for, you know, I feel like there's uncapped potential there.
Yeah, I love to hear that. And it's funny, you didn't tell me about your daughter, that she, you know, my son told me the same thing when I started to be a coach, and I was studying thinking to result. For me, before, you know, even if I was coaching, I'm still studying every morning. My son, after a couple of weeks, said, "You're a much better mom." I was like, "Oh, great." You know, but I think having a coaching, having this, I know for me, changed my life. But I think, you know, that's what I'm hearing too. Daryl, do you wish you had this kind of coaching and training 15, 20 years ago?
Oh, yeah. I mean, who knows where I would be then, right? But yeah, I mean, you know, I welcome it. I love it. I wish I experienced it years ago. Yeah, absolutely. Because then I would have learned a lot more years ago, but it's never too late, right? So, you know, it happened at the time that it happened, and I'm in a great position right now professionally. I'm in a great position with my family and my life. I'm in a very happy place right now, and I'm going to just continue to move forward and grow.
Thank you so much, both of you. If you have one in a couple seconds, one advice for those who's listening. Let's say they don't have, say, you know what, I want to invest in myself, but I don't have the money. What you will say to those people in maybe a couple seconds, so we can wrap up the Q&A.
I'd say I didn't really have the money initially either, but I found it. And it came back tenfold plus.
Thank you. Fernando?
If we invest in ourselves, the money is coming automatically.
Yes, because when you think about it, you know, I always say to everybody, your career is like the money. It's like the market. Okay. Your comfort zone is like the money market. It's safe, but your return on investment is probably 1% if you're lucky. If you invest in yourself, it's not even the 30% that you will have with the aggressive stock market. You will have maybe 100, 200%, because what you're doing now, you can seriously, most of my clients double, triple their income, seriously. And some joined with me, they didn't have a job in South Carolina and they got their best job. Not only one client, I have like a lot of success story. You have to think about, to say, how do I step out of my comfort zone? And instead of having even 30% of return on investment, you may have 100 and 200, because you can accumulate every year. So I will say, I wish personally I had this kind of coaching 20 years ago. That would have changed my life too. Even if I had a very successful career, seriously, I cannot complain. I'm really happy about my career, but having this would have changed a lot. I will probably be at my retirement right now in my early 40s.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But both of you, Daryl, Fernando, seriously, it's a pleasure working with you, both of you. You're amazing. You are inspiring me every day. So thank you so much. I hope people got inspired by your story, and people, if you need a financial advisor, Daryl will be there. We'll send contact information. And if you need help with Fernando, with your design, with your reach out to those guys. Okay, they take care of their clients. They have good value. We'll put their contact information in the chat too. So reach out to those good people. Thank you, Daryl and Fernando. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great to see you.
Thank you. Charm, let's wrap up this end of the week. What an amazing week. I got so much from this. I have another bomb of energy right now. Ready to attack my Friday afternoon. Charm, thank you so much for your team. I would like to say, seriously, your team work nonstop. For those who doesn't know what's going on behind the scene, it's crazy. Charm teams, there are 5. And remember, for them, it's during the night. They have young kids. They didn't sleep. I think one time you did almost 36 hours. We got blocked by Facebook. We had so many comments. It's like, whew. So seriously, I'm so happy everybody who's listening. Thank you so much to be part of our journey. We appreciate. And Charm, I want to say thank you to your team. If people are looking for virtual assistant, please reach out to Charm. They are so good. You have no idea. They are doing the graphics, the video workbook. If you love your workbook, thank you to Charm. They did all this. So people, if you're looking for an assistant, I know it's not the goal to plug their services, but woof, wow. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for everything, Charm. And I let you conclude. So everybody, I will see you soon.
I didn't expect that. Thank you so much, Caroline. And I agree with you. This has been an incredible week-long training. Today's interview and Q&A are so awesome. Thank you so much for all our incredible guests, amazing men. And these are really big, amazing men. Thank you for your time. And to those of you who watch the live broadcast with us, 15 to 20 people on a daily basis and over 500 on the replays, we want to thank you, everyone, and I hope you learned a lot. It has been an amazing day and an amazing week to be with all of you. Such an honor for me to share the screen and the floor with this great people, with the great Coach Caroline. And we'll be leaving you with one great question. How big do you want to grow? Like, how big do you really want to grow? Okay, so I love what Caroline said earlier. Decisions are very important and nothing happens unless you make that decision. She calls it vitamin D, okay? Vitamin decision. And if you are performing at a high level, you have to be a quick decision maker. And you have to ask yourself, do I want it? And when I made a decision to join her, I wanted to change my life by changing her life and bringing my value in the table. And here we are doing this live training, and we have gone a long way. We've been on the 4th day and the last day, but this is just the start and the beginning of our journey. And this is something huge for both of us, for all of us. She's a great woman, a great mentor, and a great coach. And it's not an unwavering decision. And I took a chance and bet my 300% on her to help her scale her coaching business, because what she does resonates with what I believe. And we always have that room for improvement, no matter how good we are. And the 2 men with us just prove it right.
Yeah.
Okay? Your why should always be stronger than your why not. Those are the takeaway that I learned from these 2 great men with us. Okay, so if you want to achieve your big goals and you don't know the how, leave the how up to us, specifically to the great Coach Caroline. She will definitely help you reach that in the shortest possible time. She have done it personally. The 2 men have done it personally. And she will be able to do it with the rest of you, with all of you who has been with us on the training. And there's a difference between being interested and being committed. And if you want to create that quantum leap, you should always be committed. And we should not just be interested when it's convenient. We have to make the commitment and do whatever it takes. Only results, not excuses. And if you're sitting down there watching us for the last 4 days, you internalize, and by now you know the things that you have been procrastinating. You know it for yourself. Make that decision now. Fall in love with your goal. Make a decision, commit to it, and decide quickly. Again, I said this the first time on the first live workshop, the first day. The top 1% of the goal, the top 1% of the world are quick decision makers. And of course, we want to be part of that, right? All of us wants it. So it's your goal, make a decision to do it, and it will work. The only time it will not is if you decide not to do it and if you give up on it, okay? So we have to match our habits, beliefs, and mentality. And about the coaching program, Caroline will talk to you about it. We'll be posting the calendar link on the guide section and on the announcement, okay? Watch out for that. Caroline will have the luxury of time in the next week to cater and accommodate all of you who are interested. So please take advantage of that. It's all for free, okay? And you can have all the opportunities in the world. But if you don't make that decision and you don't take action, none of it matters, okay? We are all God's highest form of creation, and do not let something stop us from doing what you want, what we want, and getting what we wanted, okay? You gotta have to make a decision. And we're going to leave all the recordings until October 1st, so you can binge watch everything. And we're going to specifically post those interviews separately so that you can internalize more. But remember, the faster that you make the decision, the faster you will get your results, okay? Again, how big do you want to grow? There's only one way to find that out, and to do that is by having the conversation right away. Book a call on her calendar link to talk about the mentorship and the coaching. I'll tell you guys, this is life-changing. And this may be the end of the live training, but don't be sad. The group is always open, and we may want to do it again next month and succeeding months, so watch out. And we'll be getting in touch with you in the next couple of weeks, okay? Remember, your success will be our success, so we'll make sure you will get really what you wanted and achieve what you wanted. I want to remind you again, the replays are up until October 1st. So make sure you watch the replays, and that's a wrap for the week. I love this
Thank
group.
you, Charm. For those who doesn't know, I didn't even know what she will say. So she's that good. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, your team. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Daryl. Everybody who's watching, thank you to be with us, and have a great win. Let's win your next 12 weeks. Bye-bye, everybody.